right, we're back. We are back. Oh, we're actually in Tokyo for the first time this week. And we're watching Carlos Alcaraz. He's taking on Baez, number 1 seed. Carlos was the defending champion of Beijing. And he was supposed to, expected to defend that title, but he decided instead he'd go to Tokyo, whereas Sinner stayed in Beijing. So, interesting, the decisions that he made. But either way, it's worth 500 points. If he wins Tokyo, he basically defends Beijing, at least in a point stance. Obviously not for the title, but at least from a ranking point of view, he covers the points that he would lose if he didn't play at all. So let's see how he looks. He's playing Baez. We got speaking of Sinner, we've actually got Sinner after this coming up against Cilic. So let's see what happens. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? What is up? Are we ready? Are we ready for the best player on the planet? It's the world number 1. God damn it! It's the world number 1. It's the best player on the planet. Just remember that. This is Carlos Alcaraz. We're talking about the world number 1 here. From a sponsor money, massive deal. Tokyo is hot for Carlos. Yeah, maybe. Look, maybe they maybe paid more appearance fee for him to be here, which is fair enough. Beijing also had to pay for Sinner, so it makes sense that maybe the appearance fee was better here for Alcaraz, which makes sense. I'm sure that's part of it. It's been a minute since he was number 1. Yeah, what, it wasn't? It'd been number 1 2023, right? Around 2023 was when he was number 1. It's just crazy because he's been winning. It's just that he hasn't been winning as much as Sinner until recently. So, yeah. This is not a match. 6-1, 6-2. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll go and do something else then. Because I cancelled all of my very important plans for this match. Because I had a lot of things to do tonight. It's Thursday. I could have been partying. But I said, no, I will not party. I have to work. But I guess I can leave? Are you saying that I can leave? Players on court. Packed stadium, by the way. Love that. Love that. Tell you what, the Asian swing, China, Korea, Tokyo, Japan, I should say, not Tokyo, because all tournaments in Japan, people show up. They are very excited to have tennis in the backyard. Tabilo 5-1? Where? What? Why? All right. Here we go. Alcaraz Baez. Now, the question will be, have they played before? And the answer will be, of course they have, twice. Both in straight sets to Alcaraz. One of them, chat, if we're not counting Laver Cup as matches, we shouldn't be counting Next Gen Finals as matches, because I think Next Gen Finals are even less relevant to head-to-head than Laver Cup, if you believe that Laver Cup is not real. 4-1, 4-2, 4-1, 4-2 is a ridiculous scoreline. Anyways, last time they played, 7-5, 7-5, 2-love retirement Alcaraz. So it was pretty tough. But that was in 2022 in the first round of the US Open. And remember, Alcaraz won that tournament. So it was before Alcaraz even had a slam. So a lot has changed in the last 3 years since they played. But I remember that match. I remember how tough it was for Alcaraz early in that match. And Baez was a pain in the ass. But unfortunately for Baez, he is now taking on a totally different guy who's way better than 3 years ago. Which is scary because 3 years ago he's pretty damn good. All right, so the winner of this match will take on... Did you say Tabilo won? No. We'll take on the winner of Bergs and Tabilo. And Tabilo just won a title, so... Tabilo versus Alcaraz could be an interesting matchup in the second round, if that does happen. Also, matches going on in Beijing right now. Tomorrow is an interesting day. Alcaraz and Sinner are not playing tomorrow, but a lot of the ladies are playing in Beijing, which is going to be pretty big. I don't know what... We're not Swiatek, though. Gauff and the bottom half of the draw are playing. So I don't know. We'll see what we watch tomorrow. Maybe we watch Coco. I don't know. Like I said, the next couple of weeks, I'm going to use as like a semi-recovery. So I'm ready for the final leg of the tour, which is the indoor circuit and the finals. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what we see. Because, yeah, Gauff's playing at probably midnight everywhere else in the world except for Australia. So I don't know. We'll see if we watch Coco. Because I could watch it on my own if everybody's going to be asleep. You know what I mean? I can have it on in the background while I'm doing other things if her match is on at a stupid o'clock everywhere. Also, Raducanu is playing tomorrow, I think, as well. So, yeah. A little bit going on tomorrow on the women's side. But we'll see. We'll see what we watch. Yeah, Gauff's playing first match tomorrow, which I think is I want to say midnight in America and stupid o'clock in Europe. So, yeah, other than that, Zverev's playing Sonigo this time tomorrow. So we may watch that. Paolini's playing, Anisimova's playing, Raducanu's playing. All during the night or day or whatever you want to say it. Pirikova versus Musetti's happening this time tomorrow. That could be, again, an interesting match. But like I said, this week is not about watching everything. It's about rest and recovery after a long year. And yeah, over in Beijing, in this tournament tomorrow, Ruud is playing Berrettini. Oh, we kind of got to watch that, don't we? That match kind of piques my interest, though. Ruud Berrettini? I'll see what we do. We might watch that. That's actually kind of interesting. Ruud Berrettini's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. We might watch that tomorrow. No promises, though. Don't hold me to it. But we might watch that tomorrow. Maybe. All right. All right. All right. Baez is going to serve. Here we go. Who you got winning this one? Chad got Alcaraz in straights. This could be one of those matches where Alcaraz just flexes. He comes to the net and wins a point, love 15. You know what I mean? One of those One of those Alcaraz matches where it's just like, oh, I'm number one. Watch this. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Watch this. You know, like one of those matches. You know, seems like one of those kind of matches. You know. Love 15 as Baez wins the second point. 15-0. To a fault from Baez. Second serve. Seven in the back of Alcaraz. Return to the front of Baez. Baez puts away the winner. 30-15. 30-15. Nice start from Baez. Good hitting. As the return goes to the forehand of Baez. Back in now from Alcaraz. To the forehand of Baez. As Alcaraz back in again. The forehand of Baez. Baez hits a long 30-0. By the way, I don't know what the court speed is for this stadium because usually the 500 events don't give out the information. But I can give you a little bit of an insight into who's won this tournament previously to kind of maybe give you a bit of an idea of what kind of player plays best here. So last year, Feast won this tournament. 2023, Shelton won this tournament. Fritz won it in 2022. So maybe so Fritz beat Tiafoe, Shelton beat Karatsev, Feast beat Humbert. So I would say that it's probably on the faster side. I would say a medium fast. Again, based on those results, right? Based on those players. Humbert usually does better on the fast courts. Feast, he's good on every court. Shelton, Fritz, Tiafoe, Karatsev, all big hitting kind of guys. Back in the 2010s, though, it was won by Medvedev, Djokovic, Goffin. So maybe it's quickened up since its return after 2 years of not being a part of the tour. As with a passing shot there from Alcaraz, Baez puts up another lob. Sorry, Alcaraz came to the net and Baez couldn't pass. Alcaraz wins the game. 1-0, he breaks. Nishikori, Murray, have won this in the past. It's actually, if you're ever going to say, should we upgrade a 500 to a 1,000, this tournament should be on the list of tournaments that should be considered because since 1972, this tournament has been a staple of the ATP. It's been won by players like Rosewell, Newcomb, Lendl, McEnroe, Edberg, Sampras, Courier. Federer's won this tournament. Nadal's won this tournament. Wawrinka, Del Potro, Hewitt, Krajicek has won this tournament. I'm going back to see if there's anyone I missed. So it's been played and won by some of the best players of our sport. Murray's won this tournament. Djokovic has won this tournament. So, I mean, we're talking, if Rod Laver and Bjorn Borg had won this tournament, maybe it would be a 1,000 because it's like, well, what the hell? Not to mention, also on the women's side, it was a staple from 1973 to 2009 before they cut it down. Sorry, they relocated to Osaka. So it went from Tokyo to Osaka. So the Japan Open as a tournament relocated in 2009 to Osaka. It went back to Tokyo for a couple of years as a challenger event, I think. Yeah, it went down. It went down a notch, and then it's come back now. And now it's back in Osaka for the last couple of seasons, but as a 250. But yes, again, this tournament, one on the ladies' side of things, it's been won by Goolagong. It's been won by Wozniacki. Sharapova's won this tournament. Monica Seles won this tournament back in the day when it was in Tokyo. So again, Sabatini So we're talking about some of the great players of the game have competed and won this tournament in the past. And it's got a good history. 30 love as Alcaraz double faults 30-15. So yeah. So that's a little bit of history on the tournament. Anyways, hey, Galaxy, thank you for the 42 months. That's almost 4 years. Thank you for sticking around. All right. 30-15. So last year, Feast beat Humbert, and he saved match points to do it. Last year in the final, and then the year before that was Shelton. All right. 40-15. By the way, Chad, I went to the thrift today and I found stuff. I found, and I haven't got it, I moved it. I found I think it's like a late 90s, early 2000s IKEA lamp, which I just liked it because it was red and it matched my couch. But then I realized it's actually like it was only $6 and it's kind of a lovely lob there by Baez, and it's 40-30. It turns out it's actually kind of like a bit of a collector's item if you're a collector of IKEA, like designed furniture. Because back in the day when IKEA started, apparently it was like they would hire, I don't know if they do it now, maybe they do it now as well, but back in the day they would sort of hire like famous designers to design their furniture and their stuff, right? Whereas these days, I mean, every time I go to IKEA, it just seems like generic, same, everything's like a square. But I don't know if that's, maybe they do hire, do collaborations with artists as well. But yeah, I got that. That was awesome. I'm going to keep it. And it's going to be part of it matches everything that I have in my house. Deuce. And it just looks cool. And Alcaraz has an ace advantage. What else did I find? I found a bunch of DVDs. I'm starting to get into Blu-ray. I'm upgrading my setup. I'm starting to find if I find Blu-ray cheap, I'm going to get it. And when I say cheap, I mean for like $2. $1 DVDs, $2 Blu-ray. And I found some horror movies, which I'm going to watch. As Alcaraz in the net by Alcaraz and is back to deuce. I found a movie called Meat Train with Bradley Cooper. Never heard of it in my life. Looks like a horror movie. Gonna watch it. I'm also gonna watch Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer on Blu-ray because it's gonna be like really good quality, and I want to see what it looks like. What else? What other DVDs I buy? I bought what else did I buy? Oh, Meet the Parents trilogy. As Baez hits a winner advantage. Meet the Parents trilogy. It was $3. That was a steal. I was so excited when I saw that. I'm like, I've seen Meet the Parents, but like the trilogy of movies. So I saw that. I've got that. That was good. Whenever I buy a trilogy and it's in one case, you know it's a good deal. Love De Niro, yeah. All right, advantage Baez as he tries to break back. Hey, Chris, thank you for the 31 months. What else I got? A Few Good Men and About Schmidt, just because I was looking for Jack Nicholson movies. As a back end in the net from Baez, and we're back to deuce. So yeah, I got those. What else did I get? Oh yeah, I got Shaun of the Dead on Blu-ray as well, which was like a collector's edition one, so that was cool. So I got that as well as I got in it by Baez and its advantage Alcaraz. What else did I get? I didn't buy too many today. Oh, I bought on DVD. I bought the Grand Budapest Hotel, which I haven't seen, but I know I've heard it's great. And it's got a crazy cast, so I'm going to watch that. As a backhand return now from Baez into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Baez into the forehand of Alcaraz. As Baez back in on the stretch. Alcaraz goes down the line, and in the net, we're back to deuce. Shaun of the Dead, yeah. It was on Blu-ray, so I was like, I know, like, I've seen it, but I haven't seen it for a while, so love the Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, I haven't seen. I probably have seen it, but I just don't remember it. Like I haven't seen it like recently, so I'm gonna watch that. So that was good. I think I got other stuff too. I just can't remember what else I bought. What other movies I got. Anyways, forehand now from Alcaraz into the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz forehand again, the forehand of Baez, and Baez hits it wide, and it's advantage Alcaraz. Because one of the thrift stores I went to had a three DVDs for $1. So I had to get it. I had to go and get stuff. By the way, to the guy in chat that's like rambling about betting and then like talking back to the mods, can you just chill? Like, just be chill. Good luck with your betting, but please just like stop clogging the chat up with it. As Alcaraz, it's a lovely forehand cross-court winner, and it's 2-love. And definitely don't like, please don't come at the mods, especially when we're just asking politely. Tokyo is in Sweden or somewhere. No, Tokyo's in Japan. Is there a Tokyo in Sweden? I don't know. How are you staking all these DVDs? You need a big bookcase. How am I stacking all these DVDs? Well, I get rid of the case, and I have like these special. I have these clear like cases where they're just like they're flat basically, and I just put them in a folder. 15 love. Do you think it will stop at 2 sets? Yeah, I don't think this is going. Oh, well, I mean, I tell you, Baez has been pretty good to start this match. All right. Backhand down the line from Alcaraz into the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz forehand to the backhand of Baez. Into the volley of Alcaraz. Up goes a lob by Baez, but it's long and it's 15-0. Yeah, like a book folder. I've got like it. You get rid of the case and then, but what I'm trying to do is like after I watch some of these movies, I give them back because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna if I don't think it's a movie that I'm gonna rewatch, I don't keep it. So I buy it for $1. I watch it. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, I'll give it back, and somebody else can watch it. I'm only keeping the movies that I want to watch. As Baez hits a lovely forehand winner, 30-15. Like, for instance, I watched Tombstone the other night, and I'm going to keep it because I thought that was I love that movie. It was a great movie. And I watched Saving Silverman yesterday, and it was hilarious. So I'm going to keep that one because it was so funny. I've only seen clips of it. And all the clips I've seen were like in this, like for the first like 10 minutes of the movie. But that movie is so funny. It's called a different name in Australia. So when I got it, I was like, oh, Jack Black, this is fun. And then I'm like, oh, this is that movie that everybody was saying was funny. And I'm like, it was hilarious. It's called Evil Woman in Australia. It's a different movie. You got a different name. Anyway, it's 30-0. As with a backhand down the line from Alcaraz in the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz forehand to the backhand of Baez. Into the back of Alcaraz. It's Baez backhand again. Into the slice of Alcaraz. But Alcaraz hits it wide and it's 40-30. Tombstone is incredible. Val Kilmer epic performance. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's a great movie. And I could never find it. And then I was just at the thrift the other week and I'm flipping through and I'm like, oh, that's the movie that I've been looking for weeks. So I picked it up and I watched it that night and I was like, this is great. 40-30. Not the thrift store again. Bro, you need to get... what are your hobbies? Backhand to backhand rallies. We've got a forehand from Alcaraz again, the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz forehand again to the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz slice. Has Baez on the attack. Hits a forehand winner. All right, 2-1. Baez putting up a fight. Tokyo is in Japan, yeah. All right. 2-1 Alcaraz with the break. I was in my thrift store today. Thrifting is so fun. It's so much fun. Like, I went out today and I was like, I got a checklist in the back of my brain of like what I'm looking for. Like, if I see this, or I'll go to like the electronics because there might be some cool tech, or I'll go to the books and I'm looking for stuff, or I'm looking for DVDs all the time, games, video games. But you just never know what you're gonna find, and then you rock up and you find some cool shit, and then you leave and you go home and you're like, I found all this treasure. I'm sorry, that lamp that I found, I'm so pleased with it. I walked in, I saw it, I'm like, hey, I like that lamp. And I picked it up and I was like, $6? This is coming with me. And then I realized it was IKEA and I was like, ooh, 90s IKEA, that's fun. It's great. And the lady at the counter was like, yeah, it works totally fine. I'm like, even better. It works even better. It works. That's even better. If it didn't work, that would kind of suck. But hey. $6 for an IKEA lamp from the 2000s or 90s. That's awesome. Baez is good. Alcaraz looks tired. I mean, we just started. Can we see the lamp? Yeah, I can get it. Ugh. Ta-da! And this moves. It just sucks. When I buy now that I'm buying stuff like this, I'm like, why did they put the cable out here? And I know it's because like this comes off, right? But I'm like, oh god, it would be such a better design if the cable went all the way down and then out the back here. But because of IKEA's flat pack, this comes off, right? So that you can unscrew the base. And then it would have come in like two pieces, right? But like, I'm like, oh, that sucks. I hate this part of it. I wish it went all the way through and then out the back here, because that's really awkward. But I think you can like unscrew it and then like buy like a clip. Like you can move it to like, you don't have to use this base. It's like there was other options. It was designed by Marion and Knut Hagberg. I just love the color. I just love 40 Baez to get back on serve. But yeah, and this is like super like heavy duty. Like this is heavy, this part. But yeah, so this is my lamp. And it moves all around. And it'll match my chair that is also red. I'm finding a lot of red things out in the wild. All right, love 40. Yeah, it's a nice upgrade as well. I think it's a little bit brighter than my current desk lamp, so it was a steal. As that goes in the net by Alcaraz, we're back on serve. All right. Baez breaks back. All right, Alcaraz is broken. Baez is still is playing very well. Yeah, Baez is a pain in the ass. Like he is a very dangerous, awkward player, and you have to be on your game. As Baez hits a lovely drop volley winner. Oh, Alcaraz has just hurt himself. Oh no, Alcaraz has just hurt himself. Alcaraz just, that looked bad. I don't know if that was muscle or that was knee. Alcaraz just hurt himself. Alcaraz is on the ground. He's sitting on the ground. He can't get up. It could be cramp. Best case, it's cramp. But that was not good. That did not look good. He hopped and then fell. Is it ankle? It's his ankle. Alcaraz is not looking he's not looking happy. Don't tell me it's Achilles. That chap. It didn't twist. It could be Achilles. And if it's an Achilles, that is so shit for the sport. Because he's not getting up. He's not getting, and he ran forward. He didn't twist it didn't look like he twisted his ankle. So when he was running forward, he started to hop. Oh, this could be bad. This doesn't look good. There was nothing. He didn't roll his ankle. He didn't fall over. He just ran forward and then he kind of hopped up and then he's grabbing his ankle. So it's something to do with the ankle. But he's not getting up. He's not getting up. He's been sitting on the ground ever since it happened. He's saying it might be front of the leg. That's good. If it's front of the leg, that's okay. Because it means it's not Achilles. But they're poking around his ankle. They're taking off his shoe. This is not good. This is scary. This is one of those scary injuries. Credit to Baez. He's standing right there, by the way. Baez came walking over and was like, "Hey, what's up?" The scary part is that it was like nothing happened. Like he didn't fall, he didn't slip, he didn't twist his ankle, nothing. He just ran forward and then he started hopping because something went wrong. So had he have fallen over or twisted his ankle, we would have said, okay, something's bad. He's rolled his ankle, but nothing happened. He ran forward and then stopped and fell to the floor. That's the scary part, is that it seemed like nothing. So when he started, actually no, I take that back. When he went to push, when he went to push off, his back foot, as he pushed, it looked like it might have just gone like this. There might have been a little bit of a roll when he pushed off. So that's a good thing that it's probably not going to be Achilles. But it looked like when he went to push off to run forward, it looked like his back foot just kind of rolled a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely an ankle. It's an ankle problem. He's moving around okay, so it's definitely not. So yeah, when they showed the replay in slow-mo, you could tell that his foot kind of just went like this. And so as he went to push off, his foot was like on an angle, and he pushed on his foot. So he kind of it was a weird movement. So it might be a bit of a twist in the ankle. Still not great, right? But at least there was something happened, whereas some of these, an Achilles injury, if you go watch basketball, right? Go watch Kobe. He was running forward to score the points, and he just fell to the ground with no contact. That's scary. But at least there was some sort of movement, so it kind of we can kind of pinpoint what happened. Here we go. We're going to see it again. So yeah, as he went to push off to run forward, yeah, his foot kind of got stuck a little bit. Not a good injury, and there's no such thing as a good injury, but it doesn't seem like it was. It could have. It's not. Again, I'm not a doctor, but it didn't seem as bad. Yeah, it's kind of. It's. Yeah, he kind of like. I mean, it's still blurry, but it's like. Yeah, it's kind of like he like his foot got stuck under him as he went to push off. His foot kind of stayed on the ground, and he went to move, and it was weird. Now, I don't think it's an Achilles. I don't think it's an Achilles because he wouldn't be able to walk if it was. And he was like stepping on he was on his feet, so like he was doing like he was like on his toes, testing it out. There's no way he would be able to do that. It's just I think it's just an ankle, a little bit of a roll of the ankle. At least not a little bit, but like it's an ankle roll. Now, what comes of that? It could be, you do that, you could, tendons, muscles, bone. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. It's not like an ankle roll is, it's not. Oh, it's just that. It could be bad, but he's getting his ankle taped. But yeah, that was scary. Now, he's not out of this yet because he could still jump out on court and not be able to use his leg. And if Alcaraz can't move, he's not going to... I mean, why would you risk it, right? Like, there's no point in Alcaraz risking anything here. For what? When you've got ATP finals, you've got end of year to play. Why risk it? Especially against Baez, who's very physical. So it's not going to be... Baez is not going to start just like making you, give you charity, right? But it seems like at this stage, it just seems like a bit of an ankle, a rolled ankle. But we'll see how he moves. Because if he can put weight on it and he can still play, he'll probably still play. But Juan Carlos Ferreira's not there, I don't think. So he's not there to be like, get off the court. I'm sure he would be like, don't do it. Because what's the point? I mean, literally, what is the point in playing if he's injured? If this had happened at the Labour Cup, he wouldn't play this tournament, I think. Right? There's no need to risk. But we'll just see how he moves after this medical timeout. But yeah, that was scary. That's such a scary... Like, it looked like nothing. But then when you watch the slow-mo replay, you can tell that as he went to push... Where's my shoe? Let me give you a shoe. All right, here's a shoe. Here's a shoe. So as he went to push, his back foot, because his back foot was kind of like this, and as he went to push, it's like this part of his foot got stuck, right? And he kind of went like this, right? So as he went to go run forward, his foot went like that, right? And whenever you see someone's foot go like that, and then he kind of started hopping. Like straight away. He didn't like take 2 steps and then hop. So as soon as he went to push off, he kind of was like he kind of pushed off. Again, if they show the replay, I can give you a better angle. But it's like he kind of the tip of his foot just kind of got caught on the court. And as he pushed off, he put all his weight on his foot when it was like this. And then all the weight went on his foot. So, not an Achilles. No. It's not an Achilles. He wouldn't be playing on if he was Achilles. But because it was so quick, it didn't seem like anything happened. Because the motion was so quick. Even if you see the replay, you got to really watch his foot land before you can tell, like, oh yeah, there was a little bit of an injury, like a little bit of a twist of the ankle. Very subtle. But very, very dangerous. Scary. Let's see if he plays on. He's going to play on, but let's see if he can move. Because... yeah. I'm not a doctor. Eala's playing first tomorrow. Yay! That means I can sleep in. All right, let's see how Alcaraz moves now, because this is going to be... he's got his ankle all taped up. Baez is going to make him move too, so it's not like Baez is going to start being nice. Where did I get that shoe from? This is my shoe from my own collection of shoes that I wear when I go outside. That shoe is my shoe. And no, it's not for sale. 15 love. Baez to serve. Let's see how Alcaraz moves around here. It's going to be definitely a bit tentative, I would say, in the first couple of points here. As Baez serves. In the back of Alcaraz. Baez backhand. Again, the backhand of Alcaraz. In the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz backhand again. Baez down the middle. Goes in the net. 15-all. Alcaraz didn't move too much there, so hard to judge. Fake injury. Oh my God. Can we get this guy out of here? Can we get this guy out of here? He's been timed out 13 times, and he's just saying bye-bye, Carlos. Fake injury. Yeah, we don't need this. We don't need this attitude. Get this guy out of here. Alcaraz returned the net 30-15. If you're a fan of Jannik Sinner, support him. You come in here and you say that we don't want you here. Go somewhere else. Go away. Go watch tennis on your own. 30-15. As we get a return in the net from Alcaraz, 40-15. Now it is left foot. So let's see how he serves in the next game. Because when he serves, he's going to be landing on that left foot. And that's going to be every time he serves, he's going to be landing on that foot, right? That left foot, which is the exact ankle, right? So he's going to be putting a lot of stuff on that ankle every time. As Baez double faults 40-30. So serving is going to be interesting. He should retire. Well, yeah. So people are saying that Alcaraz should retire. That's fine. Not retire. They're saying retire from the match, not from tennis. 40-30. Baez holds 3-2. It's not the people saying that he should retire are not saying that he should retire from tennis. They're saying he should retire from today. It's not worth playing. That's what they're saying. Don't get it twisted. It's not. They're not saying he should retire from the sport. The guy that was saying fake injury, who has a track record of talking shit about Alcaraz every time we watch him, that person's on notice. But yeah, the people that are saying he should retire from the match that's totally valid. Nothing wrong with that. That's a valid. That's a totally valid question. Let's hope Carlos does not have a serious injury. Something just minor can heal quickly. I don't mind him retiring from the match. Yeah. And look, perhaps what happened when he did push off that foot and twist it a little bit, possibly, maybe it was painful in the moment, but then, he was scared that it was worse than it was. Maybe, that can happen too. The shock of it, But it will be all about how he moves in the next couple of games. Also, you got to remember instantly, if you've ever rolled your ankle, if you've ever had an injury, it's gonna blow up, right? It's gonna, especially ankle injuries, right? They puff up. That's why they put the compression on it, right? So that's why they wrap up that injury in particular, because it's gonna swell. So it's to keep it all, in, so that he can use it, because he needs to use his feet. As Alcaraz wins a point, 15 love. But he looks okay. It'll be probably, if he does win this match, it'll be the next match and the recovery from this, if he does win. It'll be how he recovers for the next match if he does get through. 15 love. But yeah, that was scary. Because it looked like nothing. And when it looks like nothing, it's probably the worst. Some of the worst injuries come from looking like totally innocent nothings. As Alcaraz double faults 15-0. So again, it's a left ankle injury, right? He's got it taped up. When he serves, he starts on his left foot, he rocks back onto the right, and then he lands as he moves forward on the left foot. He lands on the left foot every serve. So that'll be, and then he pushes off the left to then recover, right? So that'll be the test of the ankle, because every time he serves, he's going to be putting all his weight onto the ankle, right? Every time. And it'll be about how he feels after that, after that serve. 30-15. And Baez here, I mean, he has to do the obvious thing, and that's just make Alcaraz play a lot of shots and rally, move him around, like just the obvious stuff, right? Just do the obvious thing. And that's just make Alcaraz play. And that's what Baez has been doing so far in this set, you know. That's why he's in the lead, 3-2. As Alcaraz sends a forehand, Baez with a pass, and Alcaraz with a lovely pickup, but it's in the net. Baez is playing decent before Alcaraz rolled his ankle. 30-all. Beautiful pass from Baez. 30-all. Serving the front of Baez. Baez in the net. Baez can't give away 3 points. That's not going to work. 40-30. As a return goes out by Baez, and it's 3-3. By the way, to all the people that are betting on this match and just making up excuses, can we agree that you should probably get off your phones and just, like, not type? So please, like, don't come in and just, oh, he's selling, he's doing this, he's doing that. Put your phone down. Just watch the match. Just don't type about it. It's embarrassing. 3-all. Don't, you know, if you're coming in here being like, oh, Alcaraz, he's doing this bad, he's doing this on purpose because he doesn't like me. He doesn't know you, and he doesn't care. So don't come in here looking for sympathy, you know? Injuries happen, it's a sport. Just yell at your TV instead of coming in here. This is not a therapy session. 15-love. As that goes out by Alcaraz on the return, 30-love. Baez is serving pretty decent too. $30-love. Out wide from Baez. Great serve. 40-love. Like I said, though, last time they played, you know, I know it was a long time ago and I said Alcaraz is totally different now, which he is. But Baez was pushing Alcaraz in 2 sets. The first 2 sets were 7-5, 7-5 at the US Open in 2022. So Baez is a problem, or has been a problem. All right, 4-3. Baez stays in front. But Alcaraz has a physical battle on his hands in many ways. Betting in general should be discouraged. Most angry bettors seem to lack self-control. Yeah, betting can be dangerous. Blaze.
How many sets you think it goes to?
I have no idea. Thank you for the $2 though. Appreciate it. By the way, Rune is a 4-all against Medvedev. So he is 4-4 in the first. In the first set over there. Medvedev, by the way, is supposed to be the next Serbian superstar. So anyone who's making fun of Rune for losing, Medvedev is supposed to be the heir to Djokovic. So not a bad loss, not a bad result. Medvedev is better than his ranking, or at least should be better ranked than he is. But Medvedev ain't no slouch. The dude's the next, supposed to be the next Djokovic. Uh, 4-3. As Alcaraz with a big serve down the tee, 15-love. Rune is not losing, though. He's winning now, so. Or he was winning that game. Now he's 4-all. But again, Medvedev is legit. FYI, there are medication protocols for gambling addiction. Go see a doctor. Yeah, don't gamble. If you can't, do what you want with, you're all adults. Well, I'm sure all of you are adults. But, don't let it ruin your day. If it starts ruining your day, then don't do it. 30-15, great passing shot there by Baez. But, get help if you need it. Jeez. Don't be too proud to ask for help. All right, 30-15. As the return goes in from Baez. Oh, no, it goes out by Baez. 40-15. As the return goes in the front of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. And it's 40-30. By the way, Jannik Sinner's coming on in about an hour. So that's fun. It's a great, today's a great day of tennis. When do you get to see Alcaraz and Sinner back-to-back? Ever. Unless they're playing on a semi-final of a Grand Slam or something, right? Or they're playing each other. We're pretty lucky today. It's pretty lucky that the first round of two different tournaments, they're playing back-to-back. That's a hell of a night. All right. Four-all. Alcaraz levels, and then hits a backhand long. 15 love. As return goes forward to Baez. Backhand slice from Alcaraz. Baez wins the point, though. Alcaraz hits a wide. 30 love. 30 love. As the return goes to net by Alcaraz. 40 love. Love. A little fault from Baez, second serve. There's the backhand return now to the backhand of Baez. Front from Alcaraz. Into the slice of Baez. Alcaraz forehand down the line. Winner. Nope. Baez gets there with a slice, but straight to Alcaraz volley. And he puts it away. 40-15. How's Alcaraz moving? He's moving all right. As the backhand return goes in front of Baez. Alcaraz slice. Into the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz backhand again. Into the forehand of Baez. Baez hits it wide. It's 40-30. He's moving okay, Alcaraz. Is he moving at full pace for every shot? No. He's not moving. He's not 100%. But he's still moving okay. He's still running down the shots, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's at 100%. He's running full on. He's not sprinting as fast as he could, as he can, right? As he comes in the net again, volley from Alcaraz is good. Baez is going to get there. But it goes long anyway, and it's deuce. But yeah, Alcaraz, look, this ankle issue is definitely affecting him. All right, deuce. There's Baez serves again. Serves a fault, second serve. The backhand goes into the backhand of Alcaraz. Baez forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Baez with a forehand in the net. Alcaraz with an advantage. Now, Juan Carlos Ferrero is not there. He usually doesn't do this part of the tour. So, it would have been interesting to see him there, whether or not he would have been telling Alcaraz, hey, don't mess about with injuries. But he's not there, so he's playing on. And he's got a break point from, I think it was 40 love, right? Ooh. Return goes in the backhand of Baez. But no, Alcaraz hit it out in the return. Like, bro, $600 for bro to not walk over. What? Bro, your name is Steve Nash. Aren't you a millionaire? Backhand rally. As Alcaraz backhand again. Goes long. See, Alcaraz is definitely, like, in some of these longer, in some of the extended rallies, he's trying to hit winners. Which, again, that's probably the strategy anyway. Because against Baez, I mean, you got to make him move, but he's trying to punch through the brick wall of Baez, right? But he is just hitting a few errors. So you wonder if he's not setting the points up as much because he doesn't want to get into these long exchanges because of the ankle. As we're backing out from Alcaraz down the line. Baez with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets it. Into the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz backhand. Again to the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz backhand slice. Baez with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz goes with a forehand cross court again. Baez gets it back, but can't handle the power of Alcaraz, and we're back to deuce. All right, deuce. Yeah, you can definitely, like, Alcaraz is definitely moving with a little bit of a, not a limp, but you can tell every now and again he's kind of just like tiptoeing around a little bit. As Baez comes with a drop volley, but Alcaraz is going to get it. And then Baez volleys it wide. Alcaraz was quick enough to get that point. All right. Advantage Alcaraz. You can tell by Alcaraz's reactions and the way that he's been moving around, he's definitely in discomfort. Like, after that point, he kind of like looked down and then he kind of looked up and he went like little shake of the racket. Usually he would be celebrating a lot louder. So he's not feeling great, Alcaraz. You can tell. He's not himself right now. And that's fair enough. His foot's probably throbbing, and as we get a backhand in the net from Baez. Alcaraz breaks. 5-4. And see, the thing is, it won't be so much that Alcaraz, like, will he pull out of this match? Well, I mean, look, if it gets worse and he's losing and it's not worth the fight back, then maybe he'll think about it. But it's more the next match, right? If he wins this match, it'll be what happens in the next 48 hours, because he doesn't play tomorrow. He's playing in 2 days. So it'll be about how the ankle responds tomorrow or after the match when he cools down. That'll be the what happens next. And also, he's playing someone who's in form. If Tabilo wins, Tabilo is dangerous. So, and Alcaraz is having a big chat to the coaches too. But yeah, it'll be about how, when he cools down, what's the ankle? What does the ankle do then? That's the next thing. Head-to-head is 2-0 in favor of Alcaraz. All right. Alcaraz will pull out after this match. I mean, it depends, right? It depends on how he recovers and how he feels. You know, he doesn't. Again, he's not limping. He doesn't have a noticeable. Like if you started watching this match now, you'd be like, "Oh, Alcaraz looks a little flat. He looks tired." You probably wouldn't tell that he rolled his ankle in the first set or at the start of the match, right? Like he doesn't have the appearance of someone who's limping, or you go, "Oh, he's a little slow today. Looks a little tired." You know, I think that's what you would think. So he's not showing that he's not playing like it's hurting him, but you can tell that he's not feeling great. By the way, what is going on? Why are they stopping? Is it starting to rain? It might be starting to rain. They have a roof, so they might be closing the roof. They might be closing the roof. Because the umpire's talking to the players and the tournament director. Yeah, they're going to close the roof. They're going to close the roof. It's starting to rain. Yep. Luckily, we have a roof. Thankfully, for this in Beijing, we have a roof. 500 events with a roof we are so lucky for those tournaments because most 500s wouldn't even think of having a roof. All right, so they close the roof. Yeah, 500 with a roof is a flex, exactly. Yeah, it's just like, what? 1,000s without a roof? Well, we got it. We're a smaller tournament with a roof, so. Runa's court doesn't have a roof? Well, yeah, I mean, only center court. Let's not be greedy. Runa, by the way, 6-5 down in his match. Also, Tabilo and Bergs are in a tiebreak second set. But they haven't started yet because it's raining out there. So they're closing the roof. Center court's the only court that's going to be played. Nothing outside. We're Jannik Sinner coming up in 45 minutes, by the way. Rain's going to stop soon. Yeah, well, they're closing the roof anyway. And they're wiping down the lines because it rained enough for that to be a problem. I can heat up my McGriddles. I haven't had a McGriddle yet recently. I don't know if they still got them going on. Maybe I have to check out tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow morning when I wander down to the thrift, maybe I'll have a look if they've got any McGriddles on offer. If McGriddles are still a thing in Australia, because they were a limited time. Now they're just wiping down the courts and closing the roof. And even Alcaraz is helping out. No, he's talking to the coaches, but I can't make out what he's talking about. By the way, this break in play might not be good for Alcaraz. Even though it's only 5 minutes. The fact that he's gonna start to cool down a little bit. He seems to be moving okay. Like he's walking around fine. But also he just broke. So the momentum have kind of stopped as well. If I win my bet today, I'm buying everyone in chat fish and chips. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work, but okay. All right. All right, Alcaraz. He's going to serve this set once they get this roof closed. Carlos probably wants this match to finish as soon as possible so he can get off his feet. Yeah. And look, again, luckily he's got a day off tomorrow, Alcaraz. So if he does win, Alcaraz is saying in Spanish that something hurts. Okay, well, it must be his foot, clearly. But yeah, so he's got a day off tomorrow, so that's a good thing. And that'll give him time to figure out whether he keeps playing. Let's hope he wins the match. Well, yeah, this match is still going. Baez has been very competitive so far. That was before the injury, so. All right. The roof is still open, by the way. So they didn't close the roof. Oh, it's very slow closing roof, I think. Yeah, it's starting to rain. Are they closing the roof? It's closing very slowly. It's very slow closing roof. All right, so we're waiting for the roof to close. Players are leaving the court. It is raining as we wait for the roof to shut. But players will come back. And this is probably good for Baez. I think this is probably a good... This is good for Baez. He was up 40-love. He got broken. And now... it's probably better for... This is probably a good opportunity for Baez. Plus, as I mentioned, now Alcaraz is going to cool down. And that's when the ankle might swell up a bit, right? This is probably... If Alcaraz wasn't hurt, you would say, oh, well, Baez can maybe start again. But with Alcaraz's injury, you got to think that if he comes back and he's cooled down a little bit, that's not gonna be good. I don't know what the rules are for medical timeouts in the rain delays. I don't know if you can take treatment in the rain delay. Especially because this rain delay is going to be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long it takes for the roof to shut. But yeah, I don't know what the rule is for rain delays. And I know you can talk to your team, but I don't know if you can get treatment, especially because he just got treatment. So. This is good for Carlos. He can recover. I don't think you know how injuries work. Like, how is it good for Alcaraz when he's just broken, he's got all the momentum, and he's warm, and his ankle, he's got the adrenaline pumping, and the ankle's probably numb. Now he's going to go sit down, cool down, momentum gone. Like, I feel like this is not good for Alcaraz. This is bad for Alcaraz. Yeah, they're closing the roof now. It just takes a little bit longer than expected. Good question. I think you can only use the ATP physios during the match. Yeah, I'm not sure what the rules are. If he's allowed to, he might be able to talk to the physio, but I don't know if he's allowed to get any more treatment. Baez will cool down too. He didn't start well, let's see. Yeah, I'm a little less worried about Baez cooling down. Because physically Baez is fine. So this delay won't be that long though. So don't be thinking we're going to be gone for like 2 hours. I mean, we're going to be back in like probably 20 minutes. So yeah, don't think this is like some like rain delay that we're going to be back in 6 hours. We're going to be back soon. They got a roof, so, and it's not raining that heavy, so. Now I think it's raining. No. What were the things they put on the court? That was weird. Now they turn the lights off. What are we doing? Are we going home? What the hell's happening? Who turned the lights off? Didn't Nadal get injections in his feet in the during a rain delay in the Wimbledon 2008 final? Yeah, but I don't know if the rules are the same as 2008. Because a lot of rules have changed since then. It's almost been 20 years, right? So I don't know. And plus, Grand Slams have a different rule. I don't know what. Again, maybe he can. They're just showing the replay of the injury, by the way. And again, it really wasn't anything. It didn't in fast motion. It looked totally inconspicuous, but yeah, obviously it wasn't fun. And Alcaraz, he's definitely sore. Are they closing this roof or what? What are they doing? Hello? I don't think they're closing the... They are closing the roof. This roof is the slowest... Hello? Are they closing it? It's closing. It's just very slow. This roof is going to be closed in 2 hours. What the hell? Maybe it will be 2 hours. Yeah, this roof is like... Roof is going snail pace. Crazy. All right, roof's almost closed. All right. It's getting there. It's getting there. By the way, Sinner's coming up in 30 minutes. So stay tuned for that as well. We've got Jannik Sinner playing against Marin Cilic. So that'll be fun. It's always a fun day when we get to do Alcaraz and Sinner doubleheader. Maybe someone pressed the light switch button instead of the roof. Yeah, the lights went off because the person pressed the wrong button. Oh, we're closing the roof? Whoops, turned all the lights off. Wait, hang on. Yep, now there's the button. They pressed the wrong button. That's why. That makes sense. That would be funny and possibly true because the lights did go out randomly. Buksha versus Raducanu second round. Interesting. Raducanu's worst loss was against Buksha to start the year. Have I commented on Federer's remarks about court speeds? No. Because I haven't watched the podcast, or I haven't watched the interview with him and Roddick, so no, I haven't. But from what I have, the clip that I saw about Federer saying that court speeds need to be more diverse, I totally agree. I've been saying that. Chad, if you've been here, I've been saying that for the last couple of... I'm not saying that I said it before Federer, because obviously Roger's, But yeah, I agree. Like, yes. 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 We should have lightning fast courts. We should have super slow courts. Like, yes. I agree 1,000,000% with Roger. From the little bit I've heard. Maybe he said other things that I don't know yet, that I might not agree with, but from the clip that I saw of him saying that The US Open, French Open, and Wimbledon finals were all the same guys, but they're all the same tennis. Yeah. It was great to see Alcaraz 3 times in a row. But the only real difference between Wimbledon and the US Open was the champion. Like, it was pretty similar-ish. I mean, Alcaraz stepped up at the US Open, right? But it was still like the road to the finals weren't any different really for either guy. I mean, yeah, Alcaraz had a little bit trickier time at Wimbledon to get the final, but I mean, the road to the final for Sinner was a little tricky at the US, but again, I agree. I mean, we should have, and that's what he was saying, like, yeah, from the clip I saw, maybe he said more things or less things, I don't know. But, like, you know, when you play on a slow clay court, the styles are, you know, Alcaraz versus Sinner looks one way, and then when you play on a fast, hard court, it's a different way. And there's different players, and they don't play every time, you know, because there's different speeds let different players play and let different players have a chance of beating Alcaraz and Sinner, right? You know? He's right, the courts are too homogenized. Indian Wells is the most different hard court. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Federer comment wasn't warranted. In the Big Three era, the speeds were similar. Didn't Wimbledon's speed slow down in the early 2000s? Well, yeah, so from what I can remember off the top of my head, so Wimbledon, the reason why, if you go, and it's such a stark contrast between 2001 and 2002 Wimbledon finals, right? You go from one final being between classic serve volley, big serving 90s players, like 1990s era players, to then going to Nalbandian and Hewitt 2002 baseliners, and there was like, I mean, I don't know how many points were played at the net, but I think there was like 4 points at the net or something like that. Like, completely, I mean, it didn't even have like it slowly turned into a it was like right there. One year it was this, the next year it was this. And apparently Wimbledon changed the grass and changed the way they grew the grass between 01 and 02. In 02, it was a different grass court. Different grass. Again, I'm going to have to go reread everything that I remembered, but there was definitely a change in the way the grass was made, or the way the grass was grown, right? And that changed the way that the tennis was played, right? And then since 2002, it's been, you know, Wimbledon's been a baseliner's game. But technology changed, string technology, you know, all that kind of stuff too, right? The ball changed, right? The ball changed. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things that have changed over time for tennis. But which makes it why we have the game that we have today. And why I feel like it felt like before this era, like the Alcaraz Sinner era, it felt like it was very same, and Federer was the only difference maker, right? Everyone else either had a big serve or was a baseline grinder, right? And it was like, okay. And that's what happens when you slow down the courts. The players with the weapons don't get to use those weapons. You know, big servers don't get a benefit from playing on a slow court because their serve comes back, right? And maybe their serve is their biggest weapon and their ground strokes are not as good, and then they get chopped up on the ground. But again, I'm going to have to reread what I was basing off the grass changing. I think the reason they changed the grass at Wimbledon was because it was not as interesting to watch people serving and getting to tie breaks. So it was getting a little boring, and you know they wanted to see a little bit more. But they might have gone too far the other way, right? Where it turned from now the guys that serve and volley are irrelevant, and that doesn't help. The courts didn't help them. But again, I'm gonna have to watch everything that Federer said because I only watched like a couple of clips. But I would love if the court speeds were so different. So Alcaraz is saying that his ankle hurts sometimes, but not all the time. That makes sense. Thanks, Dutchy. I love that Cincinnati was lightning fast last year. I love that the Paris indoors was fast. I love that. That's great. And I love that Indian Wells is super slow and that the clay courts are slow because that's what it should be, right? You got to grind the clay, but then like you can go to the end of the year and the indoor circuit is lightning fast, and different players get to shine on different surfaces. It's not just, clay is, you can get away with playing on clay and hard courts because grass is the same as, I like it. I like that that we're getting, that that we have some differences, like clay is always going to be slow. We know that. Clay is always going to be slow. And it should be. Clay shouldn't be fast. But there should be parts of the year where there's courts that are, way faster and demand a different game, or at least give players, other players that have different weapons a chance to thrive. I think Federer's, again, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I'm sure Federer was probably referring to more Wimbledon court speeds, maybe, because he played Wimbledon in the 90s or the early 2000s, and then he also played, he was there. He beat Sampras in 01, and he did benefit maybe from the courts being slowed down. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if he was his game benefit, but then maybe he feels that like at the end of his career, Federer, when he was more of a variety, he had the variety because that's how he kept up with everybody. Maybe that's when he felt like, oh man, these courts are too slow. That's why Djokovic and Nadal are being able to beat me here, right? Maybe that's what he felt. I don't know. I haven't watched the whole thing though. Why they're taking so long? It's because they have to close the roof. But the roof is shut now. The players are coming out any second. But yeah. Again, I'll have to rewatch what he said because I didn't watch the whole thing. But from the little clips I heard, I agree. I mean, Chad, do you want all the courts to be similar speeds? I think that gets boring. Not that we get the same players. I mean, if we get a Sincaraz match in every every tournament they play, and it's all different court speeds, that shows how good they really are. That even though it's a different court and a different speed, they still adjust and are better than everybody else to play each other. That's crazy. That's so crazy. If we still get Sincaraz matches despite the difference in speed, that's awesome. But also, if that doesn't happen and we have different court speeds, then other players that can thrive on the fast courts will get to be competitive against Sinner and Alcaraz. And then we'll get more interest, more players, interesting matchups against Alcaraz and Sinner, not just Sincaraz the whole time. Different courts, I want to see other players do well. I feel they are not similar now, no. I think over the last couple of years, things have changed a little bit. And remember, Federer retired in 2022, but he did play his last matches in 2021, right? Singles matches. So he didn't get to play the US Open when they changed the court speed. So again, I don't know what. Again, I have to watch the whole thing, but I don't know what he's basing what he said, because yes, court speeds have definitely changed recently. Last couple of years, courts have definitely gotten quicker. Like I've got a chart here in front of me, and it says that Canada this year was apparently a 44, which is very fast in Canada. Shelton won, right? So it kind of shows like the people that win on the fast courts compared to the slow. It's interesting. Alcaraz won all the clay court events this year. They were all slow. Draper winning in Indian Wells, slow court, of course. Menchik winning in Miami. Now, apparently Miami last year was around a medium court. Now it's a medium fast. So they've quickened up the court this year. Now, the court speed also does possibly, if it's a hot day or hot tournament, like the weather's warm and the sun's out and it's burning the court, courts get quick when the sun's out, right? So maybe that had something to do with it. If it's raining in a tournament, it's going to be slower, right? At least the courts are going to be slower because it's, the weather's colder, right? Again, I'm not a scientist. Paris indoors has gotten so much faster over the last couple of years. Last year it was lightning quick. Back when Runa won it, it was a medium fast. So just a medium court. So it's gone from a 37 to a 45 in 2 years. So Paris, that's gone from being an average speed court to like now. It was about as slow as Indian Wells, and now it's faster than any other court on the planet. So the Paris indoors, they just went, oh yeah, we're going to ramp it up now. So Paris went from 37, which is Indian Wells was a 37 last year when Alcaraz won, to now being a 45, which is faster than any court. It's as fast as the Australian Open almost. So that's crazy. And I love that though. I love that. That Paris did that. But I think Paris might turn it down a little bit. It might be a bit too fast last year. And then the ATP finals is usually around a 40, or 42, which is about, it's a fast court. It's meant to be medium fast. Indoors are supposed to be fast. Players are back, by the way. They're going to have to do a warm-up. So, yeah. Court speeds have been... I look back at last year's hard court season, right? Sinner winning... Miami was slow, but then Cincinnati, US Open, Shanghai, and Paris ATP finals, Sinner won all those events, and all of them were about a 40 to 42. So medium fast courts. Again, last time Federer played the US Open, it was definitely on the slow side. But now the US Open's ramped up to faster than it was, right? Back when Nadal won in 2019, the US Open then in 2020 changed the speed and they went higher. And it's been a 43 since then. But when Nadal won it back in 19, it was around a medium court, right? It was almost a slow court for a hard court of that, of a Grand Slam. But now it's been ramped up. So again, I got to watch what Federer said, but maybe Federer's basing it off like 2019, 2021 when he played last in singles. Because that's the last time that he played singles. It definitely has... There's a little bit more variety. I still think it could be different. I feel like there could still be some like massive... Like we need some like stupid fast. And then we got the slow stuff. I feel like there could still be like... Again, because... I hope Alcaraz plays Paris, and I hope that Sinner plays Paris, because they didn't play Paris last year, or at least they haven't played Paris much lately. If it's going to be a lightning quick court, I want to see how they do, because that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if they can adjust to that speed, and then play each other. All right, enough about courts and speeds. Yeah, last year Cincinnati was stupid fast. This year it was still pretty quick. This year was quick as well. So Cincinnati, right, went from 33, which was a medium slow court in 2023 when Djokovic won, and then they went up to a 42. So they went from medium slow to medium fast in 1 year. So I think maybe players were complaining about how big the change was. So not so much that, oh man, Cincinnati just all of a sudden got fast. Sorry, not that it was like, oh, this court's way too fast to play tennis. It was more the difference between, especially because Alcaraz said it, right? He made the final in 2023 playing on a slow court, and then he played in 2024 and it was like all of a sudden totally different. So I think that's where people were a little bit, maybe players were complaining last year. This year I don't feel like players were complaining. Yet it was as quick as last year, so... According to stats, right? So I think that's what... I think the players were just confused that it went from Indian Wells to Australian Open. How do you prepare for that mentally? When you walk up and you're like, oh, I made the final last year, and then all of a sudden you're playing on this, ice rink, Anyways, we're back. Let's see if Alcaraz can win this set. Alcaraz lost to Humbert last year in Paris. Oh, okay, yes. My bad. I know Sinner pulled out. Sinner didn't play. But I hope they both play Paris this year because it's the only that was the first time they ever played on the ATP the main ATP tour was in Paris indoors. So it'd be cool to see them both play that event. And you'd think that Sinner should win Paris. You know, it's something that he should it's a court that he could win on. All right, Alcaraz serving to take this set. Let's see how he looks physically because we've had about a 30-minute delay. Back in now from Baez into the back end of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz hits a winner. 15 love. This is interesting. What is the source of the court speeds? Is there a place where you can find the speeds? Yeah, I found there's apparently a where is it? Where did I find it? There's actually literally a website called courtspeed.com is where I found it must be a new site because I've never seen it before. But yeah, courtspeed.com is where you can find a lot of this info, which is super handy because it's been impossible to find court speeds over the last couple of seasons. Nobody keeps it, but yeah, go check it out. It's really interesting. All right, back in return, 30 love. I created that site. Wait, Gene, wait, what? Gene, what have you been holding out on us for? What the hell? What do you mean, Gene? What? Why have you never mentioned this before? 40 love Alcaraz. Now, it was built by Matt Rackett on Twitter, who put it all together. Anyways, good serving by Alcaraz. All right. He takes the set. 6-4. Oh, you're one of the creators. Oh, nice. Well, Gene, it is very helpful. So I found it during the week, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Everything that every time somebody asks me what the court speed is, I can actually give you a way to go check it out. It's a very helpful website. All right. By the way, ugly set. 7 winners, 12 errors by Alcaraz. 8 winners and 11 errors by Baez. Baez definitely played better than maybe expected, but I told you Cam this time would help Alcaraz recover. All right. Thank you for you got me. You told me. He won a game. Is this condition limited to the hard courts? Is this condition? What do you mean? Condition limited to the hard courts. What do you mean? You're saying court speeds? No, court speeds are for every court. Court speeds are for hard. The court pace index is for every single tennis court on the ATP and WTA, but just on the ATP for this thing. Did they stop playing? No. Alcaraz won. Yeah, even Clay. Yeah. Alcaraz just won the set. Is Alcaraz hurt or is it just rain? Both. Rune won the first set tiebreak. Nice. All right. We have Jannik Sinner coming up next, or coming up now, soon. We're just waiting for him to walk out on court. And he will play against Marin Cilic, and we'll get that started as well. Rune, first set. Nice. But yeah, Alcaraz just changing his shoes. All right. Alcaraz, first set 6-4. Ugh. Baez's ranking? I have no idea. I ain't gonna lie, I have no clue. But I can tell you, with a couple of clicks of the button, 37. Actually, that was in July. Thanks a lot, Wikipedia. What the hell is that all about? Baez is currently ranked number 41. Alcaraz hits a winner 15-all. 41. There you go. 41. 41. As Baez serves again. In the back of Alcaraz. Baez to the backhand again of Alcaraz. Baez again with the backhand. Alcaraz makes Baez run. Forehand to forehand. Alcaraz backhand cross court. Baez gets on the stretch. Forehand cross court by Alcaraz. Baez then hits a winner down the line. That's a great shot. 30-15. We really won't know the degree of Alcaraz's injury until after the match and Carlos gets ankle checked and taped for now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll know much more tomorrow when he cools down and the injury does something. By the way, ridiculous drop shot, Alcaraz. 30-all. Ridiculous. Like, what was even that? Ridiculous shot. Like, that drop shot, I mean, it came from like a mile away. Like, he texted and called and said to Baez, I'm going to hit a drop shot, and he still couldn't get to it. And Baez is quick. 30-all. As Baez hits a wide 30-40. Ridiculous drop shot. Like, that was just so stupid. All right. 30-40. As the return goes in, the back of Baez, forehand from Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Baez as Alcaraz forehand down the line. Baez with the backhand of the net. There it is. Alcaraz 1-0 with a break in the second. Osaka's not playing today. I don't even think Osaka's playing tomorrow. Is she? Osaka's not even playing tomorrow. But we'll watch her when she plays. We'll watch Naomi Osaka for sure. She's on my list of players to watch this week. She's playing. Her and Swiatek are playing on Saturday. Bottom half of the draw tomorrow. Yes. So she is on the top half of the draw. All right, Alcaraz with a set and a break. National Dim Sum Day. Hell yeah. Sounds delicious. Should have got that. I should have known that for dinner. I don't think there's going to be any open when I finish streaming. Anyway, slice from Alcaraz down the line. Baez with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets it, but hits it wide. Love 15. Love 15. All right. As we wait for Sinner and Cilic to walk out on court as well. No, that's all right, Dutchie. As with a backhand return into the slice of Alcaraz. Nice drop shot, but Baez gets there, hits in the net though. 15-all. $15-all. As Alcaraz forehand down the middle to the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz with a slice. That was weird. Alcaraz kind of just hesitated and then Baez eventually hits in the net. By the way, Chad, I've been addicted to this YouTube channel called Tronics Fix. I can't help myself. I just watch him just repair electronics. I just can't help myself. It's just so cool. I don't know why. It's just so interesting. Anyway, it's 40-15. Is Cilic one of the best one-time slam champions? Maybe. I mean, Delpo's got to be higher up on the list than that. All right, Zelka's in the net, 40-30. That is such a millennial thing to do, Cam. You're getting old. Dude, I'm not a millennial. I'm like a... What's the one past Boomer? 40-30. There's a bit of fault second serve. As a return goes in the net by Baez. 2-love. Two zero. Two zero. Is Cilic one? Carl's face is in pain. Yeah, Carlos is definitely not feeling good. That is for sure. 15-love. Like Alcaraz is sore. Serve. At the back of Alcaraz. Baez with a drop shot. Winner. Beautiful drop shot by Baez. 30-love. Can the dude with the anonymous name stop spamming, please? 30-love. As Alcaraz puts it out. 40-love. Just stop writing the same thing over and over. Please don't do that. Tabilo is more aggressive than Baez, right? And he's a lefty as well, which might make it more interesting. But yeah, Alcaraz's next match is not going to be easy. Wait, did Tabilo win? I thought he was still playing. They haven't started again. They're still... Have they started? Oh, they have. They're going to... Oh, it's not Tabilo. He hasn't finished. He hasn't won yet. Tabilo hasn't won yet. Bergs is still in that match. Ruder's up a set of break. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. By the way, Chad, I'm wearing casual wear today. It's Thursday. It's casual Thursday. I was going to wear a uniform, but today is a casual Thursday. By the way, chat, do you know that in Australia, in Melbourne, tomorrow, in Victoria, we get a day off? I don't. People that have jobs get a day off. Because of a sporting event. That's fine by me. So everybody tomorrow gets the day off, unless most places get the day off. And it's because the grand final, aka the Super Bowl of Australian sports, is on Saturday. So they get the day off on a Friday to be ready for the Super Bowl on Saturday. True story. I'm fine with that. I just wish I got the day off too, but I don't get the day off. But that's what happens. True story. It's only been a recent thing. I think it's only happened like the last maybe I want to say 3 years. No. I want to say 3 years. 15 Love. Oh, it's been since 2015. Okay, 10 years. Wait, what? That's not real, is it? In August of 2015, the day before the grand final was a public holiday within Victoria. It's been 10 years. Well, I'm stupid, so don't even worry about it. It's been 10 years? I don't like that. All right. I thought it was a new thing. 400 rally. As we get a forehand again from Alcaraz, the backhand of Baez. Slice from Alcaraz. Again to the forehand of Baez. Alcaraz backhand slice again. And Baez with a drop shot. Alcaraz comes to the net with a slice. Baez with a forehand passing shot winner. 30-15. All right, so it's been 10 years that this holiday has been a thing. Yeah, only in the state of Victoria, because we take the sport. I don't know if they do it maybe they do it in Western Australia. I don't know, but it's because we host the event, so we get the day off. Why did you not cover Fritz? Because we're not covering Fritz this week. And I will not be peer pressured into watching players that I don't want to watch this week. That's not happening. This week, I'm taking control of the streams. I'm watching what I want to watch. For a change. As that goes the net by Baez, 40-15. I'm not watching anything unless I want to watch it. Like Alcaraz and Sinner. We're watching them. And Swiatek when she plays. Backhand, passing shot. Alcaraz with the drop volley winner. 3-1. Alcaraz is him. All right, let's talk about Sinner as well, though, because he's about to start. And it's a rare treat that we get Alcaraz and Sinner simultaneously playing. Love that. Love that. Alcaraz up a set and a break. And Sinner about to walk out on court in Beijing. Against Marin Cilic. All right, what's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Or welcome, everybody. First time we're watching Sinner since the US Open. We're also watching the guy that beat him at the US Open, Carlos Alcaraz, who is winning, but it hasn't been without any... it hasn't been without its issues. By the way, chat, apparently I can schedule your live stream to switch to members only mode. I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna press buttons. I'll break it. Anyways, love 15 Alcaraz. Love 30. Chance to get the double break. There was a medical timeout and a rain delay in this Alcaraz match too, so it's been pretty nuts. All right. Return goes the backhand of Baez. Alcaraz with a pass. Baez with a volley. Alcaraz with a pass. Baez with a volley. Alcaraz going to get it with a slice, but it's wide. 15-30. 15-30. Do a lot of people watch Swiatek? She looks... I'm sorry. Huh? Okay. Andy, don't watch Swiatek if you think she doesn't have a personality. That's your opinion, and you can have it, but also... We're pro-player here. Double fault by Baez, 15-40. $15.40. Alcaraz for a double break in the second. Cam will only cover Raducanu and Eala matches. You're goddamn right. Goddamn right. As the return goes into the forehand of Baez. Forehand now from Alcaraz. As Baez goes down the line in the net. 4-1. In fact, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing? I must have bumped my head. Why are we watching these players? This is crazy. I should go to bed. It's crazy. What are we doing? What is Sinner and Alcaraz? I thought Raducanu was playing. What the fuck? What am I doing? I must have lost my mind. To bump my head. The hell? What am I doing? I could have gone out and I could have gone outside. What the hell? It's crazy. Chat, we need to have a complaint counter. Every time someone comes in and starts complaining. Not me, because I complain all the time. We don't have enough. There's not enough numbers. But when people in the chat complain, put it on the board. It's another one. Cam only watches Eala. You're goddamn right I do. Literally watched it today. You must come here a lot. And we're going to watch Raducanu when she plays. You're goddamn right. And we're also going to watch Sinner and Alcaraz. I'm not sorry for that. Sorry, not sorry. All right, Alcaraz dominating in the second set now. But he still hasn't, again, he might get through this match, which is great, but it will be about how he recovers for the next match and how bad this ankle truly is tomorrow when he's cooled down, everything's, adrenaline, if he's had any painkillers, if they've worn off, he unwraps his foot. What does that's when he'll know how bad it is. By the way, is that Margaret Court? Margaret Court's in Beijing? Huh? Margaret Court is in Beijing? What? Margaret Court is tossing the coin in Beijing for the Sinner match. Huh? What is that? By the way, her religious views aside, legend of the game for what she did on the court. You don't have to agree with what she talks about off court, which, or what she said off court. You can go Google it. I'm not going to talk about it. But legend of the game. She didn't get a court named after her because she's nobody, right? But that's wild. I would not have thought that I would see Margaret Court in Beijing tossing the coin for Cilic and Sinner. What? Huh? What's going on? That's crazy. By the way, 2 out of 10 toss of the coin. No, sorry. Just threw it. Not great. All right, 30-15 Alcaraz. as he serves 40-15. Yeah, legend of the game. 24 Grand Slams, you know. This is a shame that it's a shame that look, I mean, yeah. She is controversial. 40-30. Well, there's controversy around her. As the return goes out by Baez, 5-1. But still wild to see her in Beijing. Like that's that is not what I expected. That was a surprise. That's a surprise. She must have won. I mean, she didn't even play this tournament. Like, this tournament wasn't even around when she played. So I don't even know how the hell that even makes any sense. I don't even know how that makes sense. Cam's anti-tennis only obsessed with Eala and Raducanu. You're goddamn right, mate. Finally, people are starting to understand that, yes, I only watch players that have hype. That's finally, people are starting to get it. Jeez. There's been a 4-1 winner there from Alcaraz. Love 15. Finally. For all this time, I've been trying to tell you all, like, but you haven't been listening. I'm glad somebody finally understands. Now, it's not like we'll watch anyone else. It's not like we've watched 700 matches or anything over the last, on average, over the last 4 years, or anything. Love 15. Baez with some good defense. And then Alcaraz sliced in the net 15-0. By the way, Nix, when you come back from being timed out because you're just getting annoying, who do you want to watch? Name your favorite. Who do you want to watch? Instead of complaining about who I want to watch, who do you want to watch? Tell me who you want to watch. 30-15. Tell me who you, like, instead of being like, you're always watching Raducanu. Tell me who you want to watch. Ask me who you, like, can we watch this person? Like, that's probably more productive than just crying about who I watch. Or do I have to, like, watch every player until you're happy? And, like, I have to watch every single person, then you're like, is this a guessing game? I don't have time for this. Do you want to watch Bolter? Do you want to watch Cerundolo? Like, we're going to do this forever. Like, that's going to take too long. Just tell me. It's easy if you just tell me. Can you imagine? It's like I have to watch every match before I get a response. Finally, we got it. It's like that's a fun game, but I just don't have 3 years to do it. 5-2. Alcaraz going to serve this match. Cam is being blind to my Runa requests. No, mate or cat, you literally every day say watch Runa, and I every day say no. We literally watched Runa last week. Are you kidding me? Also, Runa's playing at the same time as Alcaraz and Sinner, so that's not my fault. I can't watch 3 matches at once. I refuse. So you blame the tournament schedule for putting Runa on court number 3, all right? You call Tokyo and say, hey, this guy won't watch Runa because you fucked the schedule up. Tell them to put Runa on not during Alcaraz or Sinner. You want to watch Musetti? See, that's much easier when you tell me. You want to watch Musetti? That's much better. Thank you. I'm going to break your heart. We're not going to watch Musetti this week, but unless he play later in the week. We might watch Musetti later in the week. Didn't Musetti lose? No, he lost last week. Wait, where is Musetti? Musetti plays Piracar tomorrow. Ooh. Okay. I'm not going to promise anything. 5-2. Alcaraz serving the match. Sinner is about to start his match. As a return goes out by Baez, 15 love. I have noticed that Cam watches women's matches more than men's. Yes. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Is that true? Maybe. Backhand goes down the middle into the corner. Baez. Baez hits a winner, 15-all. All right, Cilic to serve. Let's see if Cilic can push Jannik Sinner. It would be kind of fascinating to see Cilic. Oh, he hits a winner, Cilic. Remember, first match that Sinner's playing since the US Open final. As Baez hits it out, 30-15. Thanks, Deb. 30-15. I thought you were taking a break sometime from watching everyone. No, just from watching everyone. As that goes the net from Baez, 40-15. Match points, Alcaraz. There's like 6 players that we're watching this week. And that's about it. All right, Alcaraz with the match points. As he serves, a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand by Baez. Return goes out. There it is. Alcaraz gets the win. Kind of awkward, though. I mean, obviously the injury wasn't... The injury definitely was scary in that first set. The rain delay may be a factor in it all, but Baez put up a good fight. He did put up a good fight in that first set. Alcaraz's injury, that is going to be what we're going to keep an eye on next in the next match, because Alcaraz is definitely sore. Or at least he was sore during that match. But we'll see whether or not in the next round, and also over the next 48 hours, if Alcaraz has any sort of issue. 30-all. But yeah, didn't get out of that match unscathed, Alcaraz. 30-all Cilic, first game of the match. And we got a fault from Cilic, second serve. Double fault Cilic, 30-40, Sinner with a break point. By the way, if you do want to watch, keep watching Sinner, jump on over. We're going to merge the streams at the end of this game. All right. Cilic serves a let. And going to serve again. Default. Second serve. There's a serve in the form of Sinner. Cilic with a forehand winner cross court. We get the deuce. Beautiful shot from Marin Cilic. All right, deuce. By the way, Chad, I want to go see this new Leo DiCaprio movie tomorrow, so I might do that. I know. How dare I have a life? As Cilic serves an ace, advantage Cilic. But I think I might do that tomorrow. If the schedule allows. If the schedule allows. I have to wait for the schedule. And work it out. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand, Cilic, forehand from Sinner. Into the forehand of Cilic, it's in the backhand. Goes wide, Cilic won love. All right, Alcaraz wins, but he didn't get out of that without some sort of issue going forward, so we'll see whether or not that affects him in the next match, but he wins, and that's all that matters at the moment. Alcaraz through to the second round.